Did you know there are approximately $137 billion spent on medical bills every year in the United States alone? And according to our next expert, approximately $30 billion of that is overbilled. And that means people just like you and me are getting billed and actually paying for things that we shouldn't be. The Kaiser Family Foundation found that medical bills made 1 million adults declare bankruptcy. And if you're struggling with debt due to medical bills or facing an upcoming medical expense, my next guest will be of great interest to you. She provides an almost magical service that involves a proven system that detects and reverses overbilling even after you've paid your bills. She's consistently saved her clients as much as 60% on their medical bills. So please welcome Gina D'Agostino, #1 best-selling author, registered nurse, legal nurse consultant, and founder of healthcareadvocatenetwork.com. Hi, Gina, welcome.
Hi, Mike. Thank you for having me.
You got it. So how did you get started in this business in the first place?
Well, I was a nurse for 10 years, and I think you probably know, anytime someone becomes a nurse, people always approach you with
Everyone's going to come to you for all kinds
questions,
of advice.
Exactly. And I found that a lot of people were coming to me regarding their medical bills. They were showing me bills. Why am I getting charged for this? What does this mean? And I started realizing that they were getting overcharged or billed incorrectly. So I was able to help them out with their bill and save them some money. And then I started taking a look at my own bills and realized how much I had overpaid.
So one thing that I know you and I have talked about before we did this interview is that insurance companies aren't your friends. So why don't you talk about how they're set up and how the system is actually gamed in their favor versus yours?
Absolutely right. The healthcare system is already broken. And then the insurance companies take a healthcare crisis and make it a financial crisis for you because they're set up to have you pay out of pocket as much as possible. So, generally, they're not on your side.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about one of the clients that you've worked with, because nothing's better than an example here. But you have a client named Darren, and you saved him an enormous amount of money and actually prevented bankruptcy also.
Absolutely. Darren was one of my favorites because I saved him a lot of money. He had an emergency hospitalization, and when he survived that, which was amazing, he came out of it, and a month later, he had a stack of medical bills. And it was quite extensive. So he brought them to me to see how I could help him, and he was about to declare bankruptcy. So I actually went through the process, and I was able to save him $47,000, and he didn't have to declare bankruptcy. So I was able to actually wipe one bill completely out and then save bits and pieces on all the others.
So one of the things that we know is happening right now is there are lots and lots of errors to the point where it's almost epidemic, but there's also some crazy stats that you've discovered too. So why don't you talk about both of those things?
Sure. The Kaiser Foundation is telling us that 52% of negative credit reporting and 50% of bankruptcies are all due to medical bills.
All right, so that really gives credence to the fact that when you go in, there's for sure a 50% or 52% and probably more chance that any bills you're getting from a hospital are probably wrong.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just because there's 50% that are not able to pay their bills, there's that much more that are paying the amounts that they don't need to pay.
All right, now I know you've worked with some other people as well. So why don't you describe another typical scenario or situation you've been in?
Sure. Another client of mine named Debbie, her daughter had to have a surgery on her knee, and it was a scheduled surgery. They went in and had that done. And when she came out from the surgery, she had to have a lot of physical therapy because it was on her knee. And the physical therapy bills were extensively high. So she came to me asking for some clarity, and I was actually able to get a $4,000 physical therapy bill down to where she only had to pay $150.
Very good. So, and again, like you were saying, this was stacks. So if you're getting multiple bills from different hospitals or organizations, again, there's usually a stacked number of mistakes all over the place, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So it seems like a total no-brainer. So how do you know if someone is right for you? Are there certain criteria that you look for that either qualify or disqualify someone from using your service?
Yes. First, you have to have insurance because that'll allow us to get money back from something. And then secondly, your bills should be $10,000 or more. And they tend to be when you go in for emergencies. And also, just don't be afraid to call. I've heard it all. So there's no reason to not call.
Right, right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's say someone qualifies, meaning they've got medical bills that are $10,000 or more, they have insurance, and they either had an emergency or they have something upcoming. How does your system work? How do people work with you?
Well, all you have to do is go to my website, and then there's a free consultation button. You just click on that and then fill in your information and a brief message telling me what the situation is. And then if you have medical bills that I can start looking at, I can look those over before I call you for the free consultation. And the best time to actually call us is before you've actually paid your bills, because it's easier to get the money back prior to you paying the bills than retroactively.
Okay, very good. So how does someone get the process started? Where do they go? What's your website address?
My website address is healthcareadvocatenetwork.com, and you click on free consultation, and there's a form that you fill out. It's a quick form, and I'll contact you back.
All right, very good. Well, thanks for being here, Gina.
Thanks for having me, Mike.
All right, and the next step is yours to take. Thanks for watching.